That door is going downtown. This room right here has one of my most vivid memories of this game. Because I used to always shoot the computer because I could never hit the guard on time, and the other guard would go and turn the alarm on. And I remember me and my dad couldn't figure out how the alarm kept getting set off, and we thought that, oh, okay, if you shoot the computers, an alarm goes off. And I remember my dad saying that, and we both believed that for years. We didn't know that that was supposed to be an alarm for a while, or that the guards could run up and activate it. And then when I figured that out, I was really impressed. I was also really impressed with how the guard looks around when you're shooting, but even though you're clearly right in front of him. I had a little problem with this guy. I always liked how you could shoot their hats off. It's just a nice, small touch that's kind of fun to do. I don't know if it hurts your accuracy. I don't think it does. I always try to be really stealthy in this level because it feels necessary, and you really can be in this level with the way the enemy placement is. But it's really not that necessary to be stealthy. What you want to do in 00 Agent anyway is just keep the guards off of you. Keep them from surrounding you. Keep a vantage point with your back against the wall and an escape route. I normally don't whip out the KF-7 Soviet so quickly in this level, but I didn't know that guy was going to run up towards me. Yeah, I like to be really stealthy with shooting through the glass. And I checked for a guard and he was still behind me. In the level preview, it shows James Bond shooting the camera through the glass and shooting the lens and it breaking in one hit, and that's where I found out about that. And I remember thinking that was so badass, and I would always try and do it like that, and if I couldn't pull it off, I would restart the level. Now it's no problem, I can do it every time, and if I don't do it, you know, I won't restart the level. But that was just really badass to me. I really liked this level as a kid, and I still like it now. And the guy, the AI fucked up and he just doesn't care. And that back room and that cavern-y looking area, I would always try and shoot a smiley face into the wall. Well, I don't know if I would always try and do it. It was just something that I did one day, and I have a really vivid memory of it. I have some weird, really selective, vivid memories of this game. Of just one afternoon when I was a kid, I was playing it, and for some reason I remember it really well. Those guys with the berets and the clobs, they normally have two clobs. They're normally, I always saw them as like commanders or something. I don't know what they normally are. I think they're just regular guards. They just have different hats and different guns. The different hats tells you the different amount of damage that they can take. And that general character, I would always try and keep alive, just because I thought he looked really cool. I don't know what was so special about the one in this level. And I don't see that guard in the recording, and I didn't see him when I was playing the game either, and they just appeared right there. He didn't hit me, though. And I thought I had destroyed that camera. I hate objectives like destroy all surveillance equipment, or minimize scientist casualties. And all of those were added in afterwards, as last-minute ideas. Those guys can fuck you up when you're trying to get out of the level, because this is the escape of the level. And I've been killed by them before, or at least they'll give you a hard time. I always like the sound effect of those sliding glass doors. And here are some really unintuitive objectives that took me a while to figure out. You have to select certain items. You have to pick up the key, which is actually the Goldeneye key in the movie. You have to select that briefcase, and it makes a cool sound effect. And take pictures of this. I would always shoot that after I took the picture and pretend it was another objective that James Bond had to do. I remember my dad had the camera out and he thought he had his gun out and he started taking pictures of the guards. I remember him thinking that was really funny. It was like one of the first times I ever played this level. And that general drops a PP-7, which annoyed me because it was supposed to be... that's supposed to be James Bond's weapon. Now why didn't they call it a Walther PPK? A PP-7? That sounds really stupid, PP-7. Yeah, I could not get Boris to cooperate. Sometimes he kind of glitches up and he'll escape the level, or he just won't do what you want him to do. Like right now. I figured just run away, come back to him. And that actually worked, oddly enough. So this is the part in the movie where James Bond, he's never here. It's actually where you see Natalia and Boris for the first time, I believe. Definitely Boris. And it's a bunch of people working as missile programmers or whatever with the Goldeneye satellite in Russia, Severnaya specifically. And then that's where Oramov and Zinnia show up and kill all those innocent people, and you find out that Boris is a traitor. Well, maybe you don't find out yet, but you know, where Natalia barely escapes, and it's a big plot point in the movie, but James Bond is never here. Though I guess it'd be more interesting to have him here in the video game. But this does take place in the movie, just not the way it happens in the game at all. And I think there's a way to keep him from setting off the alarm, but I don't remember how, so I just kill him afterwards. I like the sound effect the Data Thief makes as well. That's another relatively unintuitive objective. So I thought I'd take out these two bad boys, the Clobs, to work on these alarm guards. To work on the alarm guards? To kill the alarm guards. These are the badass alarm guards with the black outfits and glasses. Two Clobs are okay, one Clob alone is a shitty weapon. But I loved setting off that alarm and fighting these alarm guards. I thought they looked really cool with their double BD4s when they have them, and their glasses and their black outfits. Although they don't need sunglasses in the middle of Siberia, and they don't need sunglasses indoors. I'm trying to shoot those computers down to fall down on them and make an explosion and kill them, but I couldn't tell if I successfully did it or not, but I always like shooting those computers down. And I'm noticing that these guards are just the guards in the later levels that work for the Janus Crime Syndicate. But I'll just pretend they're the classic alarm guards. And I always set up the alarm before I run out, because I always thought that was funny to do. And those trees look horrible. This is another ending cutscene I really liked as a kid as well, because I had a really big thing about escaping and watching him just run out of the level. Like, he does all the stuff and then he just runs back out. But he doesn't have his badass parking on.